So, what did Yoda say when he saw himself on a 4K TV?
Oh, I'd hate to think.
HDMI.
Nice.
Hi, welcome back to Virtually Real. This is Timmy.
That's me.
And he's not fat, but you are.
Hi, I'm world-class sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves, and I'm not fat, but you are.
I'm Jeremy Don't. I can feel like this is going to get very hard very quick. It is going up. Come to Bumley. Oh, okay, that's got a bit of a euphemism, isn't it? Oh shit, I just hit the back wall. Well, she wasn't looking too impressed there for a sec, so I couldn't go back to her.
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Wanker Snatch? What? Switch to the VT. Oh, there we go. Oh, that went too far. Oh, sure. Oh, okay. Oh, God. Uh-oh, okay. ABC would be proud.
Hi, Timmy. Welcome back to Virtually Real.
Thanks for having me again.
Thanks for coming over. Today's game was not for broadcast.
Yes.
What were your first impressions?
First impressions were I was hoping I was mildly good at it because it's sort of a bit of my industry and I've done a bit of it before. But it wasn't as good at it as I was kind of hoping. But apart from that, it looked great and it played quite well. And the thing that I liked about it was just the little jokes that they put throughout it. It was very, very clever. The little in-jokes that they had in like the cutaway videos and the interviews and stuff. Very, very well done. I love the living room. This is cool. Although it looks a little bit like somewhere where you get murdered. But anyway.
National Nightly News.
Oh, okay. We're going to have to step back a little bit. Ooh.
Hi, David. I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through.
All right. Let's rock and roll. Oh. Master, that was very satisfying.
You can see a load of videotapes
Yep.
on the left. They're your adverts.
Okay.
Pick any three and load them into
Oh,
the
like
machine.
Crazy Neil.
Right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
All right. Alan James. He sounds good. Okay.
Right. The tape.
Good evening.
A little bit early, but that's all right.
Our main stories tonight.
Okay. We're all good. Next is
God,
gonna be the
he looks like he's had
titles on screen too.
hangover.
So the premise of the game is you're a janitor at a news corporation.
Yep.
The guy that was the vision mixer has decided to leave you and give you a voice message. And now you're in control of editing the news.
Yes, and he kind of takes you through the steps and you learn the ropes, and it's intense, but it's fun.
Now, how did you find the look of the game?
It looked great. I love that sort of old school. I guess sort of early 90s kind of. I couldn't really pick the era. There's a bit of a mix of eras, but it looked great. All the buttons looked really interesting. I kind of really liked enjoying seeing all the TVs and the VCRs and all the equipment and just looking around the environment, all the nice little details. And the sort of the weird lounge rooms that they had as well that I couldn't quite understand why I was sort of sitting in that lounge room from time to time. But apart from that, it looked beautiful.
Right. Button 2 in 3.
2, 1.
Lovely, mate.
Beautiful. Title sequence.
Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1.
I am using that slider.
To hear the co-leaders accept
4,
And 3.
3, 2, 1.
Advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy.
Yeah.
Still after the app.
Okay, geez, I better not suck at this because this is kind of my job.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Oh, that f***ed that up.
Wow, what was that?
Oh, I've got some good engagement. This is good. Oh, my signal's still looking good.
When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2
Okay.
seconds later, you'll hear that swear word.
Okay, 2 seconds. I've got 2 seconds.
You need to hold down the screens. That's why real
All
professionals.
right, definitely going to cock this up, but that's all right.
Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen.
The game threw you straight into editing video, into editing a news show. How did you find the controls?
The controls were good, and it's interesting because I've sort of done some live streams before, so I kind of got the whole concept of you got to queue things up and then run it. So the controls were quite easy. It was quite straightforward. The only thing got a bit confusing was when you were trying to do multiple things at once, like when the signal kind of dropped out, or you got to try and switch as the signal drops out, and then remember you got to turn and move. And so that was quite hard, and that got quite intense. But yeah, just really fun and just enjoyable.
Now, I think this game kind of rests on whether this type of humour lands with you or not.
Yeah.
It's very British.
It's very British.
And I'm British, so the humour hit with me. You're Australian, a lot of British imports. So it hit with you as well?
Yeah, it translated very, very well. Yeah, and the interviews were hilarious. The ads were hilarious. The guy on the phone was hilarious. And yeah, I kind of appreciate all the humour.
Oh shit. He's pissed.
Shit.
Get ready to play.
In southern bastard trick they had against southern people.
Nice.
You saw right.
Bastard's not really a swear. What year is this?
Sorry about the language there.
Audience is getting bored, mate.
Memorably put.
Well, they wouldn't be so bored if you let the swearing in.
Get back to host.
Oh, God. Okay, this is where it gets a bit...
Mix it up a bit, eh?
Oh, yes. I thought that was a good cut.
From a nation of warring individuals. From a nation
Ferret shite. To you posh twats.
the people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their
Ferret twat.
You raise
Go back to the person
Oh,
talking. Hold
sorry.
advance have
Gonna have to start beeping me soon.
it down a bit long there, mate.
Shut up.
we are testing
Woo! Survived. That gets a bit stressful. Oh, gotta change the tape. Can you actually press eject? Oh, you can. Turn it off.
What I really loved as well is like the decisions that you make, split decisions on what photo you're going to choose, actually changed the rhetoric of what the reporter was saying and stuff like that, which was very clever. It wasn't just basically, it doesn't matter which one I'm going to choose. It'll just have a reaction. It's like, no, the game actually reacted to you.
Yeah, and I really appreciated the amount of effort that has gone into that game. Like you don't realize until you think about, all right, so they had all those separate angles that they had to film, all the different adverts they had to film, and yeah, just a lot of work went into that game.
Now, after the first broadcast, it did put you on a kind of multiple choice question thing that you started off into, and then halfway through you were just like,
I didn't get why I was doing it. I just didn't understand it, probably because I glossed over. Maybe I was supposed to read something. I didn't read it. I don't know, but it just kept going and going, asking me all these random questions, and I just ended up just picking whatever. I kind of zoned out, and that's probably the least favourite part of the whole game was those just weird questions. I had no idea what they were for.
Oh, all right, I'm on my own. All right. Rock and roll.
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
I'm not going for a drink.
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Try not to get murdered. Not sure why you'd want
Hi, I'm
to
Megan.
actually go back and watch this stuff, but anyway, that's cool. It's there.
bloody ice, Rob.
This is an odd thing to have in a... Not sure what this is about, but anyway. Be friendly, introduce yourself to new co-workers, be productive and get to work immediately. No, you gotta introduce yourself. Oh. Do I like this colleague? I'm gonna have to be a real dick and report them, sorry. It's your job or mine, buddy. I'm not sure why it's doing this, but anyway. Why is it asking me all these questions? Cool. Don't understand the point of that survey, but anyway.
but that's it. The fun part is the live
The
broadcast.
fun part was the live broadcast, and it was well done, and it was enjoyable. It had a nice balance of sort of easing you in and nice sort of spots where it's fairly easy. Then you get to the chaotic bit, especially when the signal starts dropping out and you got to do multiple things and you got to queue up tapes and stuff. But overall, quite enjoyable.
So the acting was fine in it. The
acting was awful, but it was great. It was awful in a great way. Like it was, and yeah, it's just all the little jokes that they had along the way that you really try to, because you're trying to do so many things. You're trying to switch, you're trying to fix, and you're trying to pick up on all the little jokes, and then you got to try and censor and stuff, and you're probably going to censor me more than them. But yeah, very, very cleverly done.
Oh, okay, here we go. The fallout. Oh, okay, something's happened. Oh, right, let's get to it, eh? All right, let's do it. Crazy deals. Festive Yuletide Ornament Spectacular. Okay, is it Christmas time, is it? All right.
You can see they find
It's just one of a gambling. Why is it even there? That's oh, that's funny. Sophia Remington. What a name. Oh, I want to do the vomiting one so bad. Bush. That's cool. There's so many just like little jokes that you sometimes don't pick up on. You gotta. Oops, that up. Oh no, I didn't. That was all right. Oh, what happened? What'd I do? Ah! Signal's going out of phase. Oh god. Oh god. Out of phase. Oh.
It is a bit trickier than you actually think when you're actually hearing the live feed and the broadcast thing, which is about 2 seconds apart. So you can hear both things going on at once, and that only adds to the confusion of what you've got to do. So it makes it a challenge. Yeah,
especially when you got to like adjust the volume of the music as well and have that quite up. And then, you got that sort of couple of second delay of the beeper and the swearing. And you can kind of hear both sounds in both of the current and the 2 seconds ahead or 2 seconds behind or whatever it was in your head. It gets a bit confusing, but no, it was fun.
Fuck.
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassals, slaves.
God, I'm bad.
Pretty cages. Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an.
Oh, that was a good cut, that one.
They're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive.
So they just took the book.
The last Great War.
What this young lady doesn't understand,
Shit.
Jeremy, is that these are the same people.
Oh, I just censored my own shit.
But it's all a little circus act, as I call
Oh,
them.
he gets his book out.
Franken-science and opie arts.
Never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
I can explain it to
Swallow
you,
shit.
unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Oh shit, sorry.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
I want to turn the fan on.
Was an hour enough in there for you to actually kind of start to get the narrative, or?
Sort of not really. I mean, I think I probably ignored the narrative too much and just sort of tried to concentrate on just trying to switch and not so much what was going on. There was something about an election going on in the world, kind of feels like it's falling to bits. But I don't think it was the game's fault for me not picking up on that. I think it was just me just being like, I'm just going to jump in and want to switch and I don't really care what's going on, which I probably should because that's part of the game. But yeah, I think if I probably played it again, I'd probably go back and have a bit of a better listen to what was going on in the story because that would probably inform my decisions a little bit more too, I think.
I suppose I probably should have cut away from that.
We need change.
I know there's interference. I'm trying. Oh God, I'm cocking this up. Oh, I'm cocking this up. Something chronic. Oh.
The slider.
Oh, the slider. Oh, that's bad. Oh, Timothy. Oh wow, the audience is not happy. See, I don't know whether I'm
As I was saying,
supposed to cut away or keep it. I don't know. Because if I was watching it, that would be great to watch.
with the moral decay. Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box.
We should be going to commercial, really, because this has just turned into a bit of a shit show. Oh, come on.
Hold on.
Where's the padlock? He's got some kinky stuff. All right, let's...
Jeremy, moral decay. Crime,
Moral decay.
no one else.
At parts, you were playing it and you were like, I actually want to do the wrong thing rather than select the right thing.
Yeah, like when the sort of stuff going wrong in those interviews and the dominatrix people or whatever were jumping out of the cupboards and such and things, having arguments. I was like, do I stay on that or do I cut back to the guy in the studio? Should we go to a commercial? And I was like, I really want to stay on the argument and the weird dominatrix sex thing. I was like, let's stay on that. That's more interesting.
And saying that, it's definitely an adult-themed kind of game. The swearing, the kind of sex references and stuff like that. Amazing, but it's possibly not for a 12-year-old.
No.
And then again, 12-year-old Kieran probably would have loved this game.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, she's got all over her face.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day.
It's just pulling it out of his ass.
Another day of Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah. But
What? Oh, that was a bum one.
No, I won't take no crap.
Oh, God, he fell over there.
I ain't afraid of your
I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist. It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yay! Friendship.
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News.
Oh, that was so wanky. It was amazing.
For all the headlines from across the country.
Okay, well, this game is $37 on the Australian store, value for money.
I think it is because I just appreciate how much work went into producing something like that, and I think that's pretty fair.
Cool. Well, we do this at the end of every virtual reel. One thumb for gameplay, one thumb for would you buy. What are we giving it?
I give it 2 thumbs up.
I'm giving it 2 thumbs as well.
Yeah.
It's like I say, I think all of this hinges on if the humour lands. If the humour doesn't land, if you watch any of these clips and you don't find them funny, then it's not going to be the game for you, I suppose. And also, I'd like to see how it progresses, how the story progresses and stuff like that, because I think the novelty of running the broadcast is cool, but if there's a strong narrative that goes along with that, I mean, it's a funny narrative. As long as that kind of keeps rolling, I think it's going to be it's going to be quite an enjoyable game.
And taking no notice of that narrative and just making sure that when you're doing that quiz, I suppose when you know the narrative, the quiz will probably make more sense. As well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether those choices that you make reflect further on down the line of the things that you've done.
And with any of those questions that are asked, you're always thinking, is that what it wants me to say, or is that actually what I'd say? So it's hard to know how to answer those sometimes.
Breaking news. Memberships are now live on the channel. So if you want to see Timmy's full playthrough of Not For Broadcast, then for the price of a cup of coffee every month, you can have access to Tim and all my friends playing the full play sessions of the VR. So hours and hours of VR fun. So join us. It helps the channel out. Okay. And then we've
full access to Tim.
Full access to Tim.
Does anybody want that?
I don't know. So do you remember in the old days where you used to have to, if your TV was broken, you used to have to just bang it a few times.
Bang, yep.
Yeah, and it'd work.
Mm-hmm.
I tried that with the dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
She got pregnant.
Oh, God. That's terrible.